Hello.
Hey, everybody.
Hey.
Welcome to episode 75 of season 4 for Behind the Masterminds. We're about to get into it. I'm excited.
Yeah.
All right. So have you
just us today?
Yeah, it's just intimate, exclusive with the man of the hour, the man of the hourglass.
Oh my
like
goodness.
that? You like how I did that?
All right, I gotta go.
So many puns in this one.
But as you probably noticed, for season 4, we've already had several guests. We usually have several guests on our episode, but today he's very special as he's been able to create various game types throughout his career. How he's able to do that? Why don't we start by giving him a proper introduction first? Let's welcome the wolf of all trades, Seth Wolfson from Hourglass Escapes.
Hey, how's it going? Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Also,
all
because
right.
Seth can just keep talking. He just covers 10 people's conversations. So.
Yeah, he has
He's
enough to talk about.
Yeah.
Well, Seth is the owner and creative director at Hourglass Escapes in Seattle, Washington. He has also been a makeup effects and scenic artist since 1987. Prior to the escape room industry, he's worked in the Ripley Entertainment wax figure department, various TV and film projects, was an anaplastologist for 4 years. For anyone who's curious, they are people who make fake silicone body parts for amputees. Yeah. And he's a mold maker and sculptor for a medical simulation company for over 12 years. Currently, he's designed several in-person escape rooms, including licensed IP games, remote live avatar games, and interactive online games. Welcome, Seth.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Wow, awesome. Well, that's definitely impressive resume right there.
That's quite a resume, yes.
Yeah, so, Seth, tell us, out of all these jobs you had in the past, which one is your favorite and why?
Oh, geez, that's actually pretty tough. I would guess probably this one at this point. I mean, that's why I'm still doing it.
Yeah,
You know, you get to a point where a job, no matter how much you like it, or a career, how much you like it, if you don't change careers if you're having fun. So hopefully this continues on this path. I mean, it's just an ever evolving adventure.
So, you feel like this one is your favorite so far, but I guess you utilized a lot of the stuff that you've learned in the past to kind of mold this into your favorite type of experience, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit of everything. I mean, I started out doing makeup effects and scenic work for film back in the 80s, and now, I'm building sets, sculpting, mold making, sometimes doing makeup effects for our games or applying things, so it's just a mix of everything I've ever done, really.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like you have something to show us a little bit over there in the makeup section. That you had, or no?
No, I don't really. I have not done makeup in about 15 years now, 10 years. Yeah.
Could you still pick it up if we asked you to do something today?
Yeah. Could you still jump back in? And
yeah. Our next Halloween costume. Is that you?
If I had the equipment, I probably could, but I don't even, I got rid of it all when I opened this business because there was just no time to do both. So it's been, I guess, 6 years since I've even had makeup laying around, other than a few times where we've had to apply it for characters, in the games and stuff. But yeah.
Yeah, who would have thought that someday you'd be using your knowledge for other stuff, from what you've done in the past?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a weird, even my last job, though, I was doing some of, my last job was making fake body parts for surgical simulators. So everything I've ever done since high school has just been a progression, using whatever I've learned at that point.
Right.
I'm curious, in the makeup world, you do utilize it for live actors that come into escape rooms and such. Is there any changes that you've foreseen from when you were in the market, since 1987 to now? Any, big drastic things that they've changed in the makeup world?
Oh, yeah. I mean, they used to do everything with foam latex. Now it's silicone makeup and prosthetics. CGI kind of comes and goes. I think it's usually best when it's a mix of CGI over real makeup effects. They're getting away from even gunshots being done live to everything is done CGI now. So yeah, I mean, that field is constantly evolving for the better. So
Yeah.
I still follow a lot of the stuff and the techniques and the people in the industry.
I feel like you should start your own TikTok channel.
I tried. It was horrible. Yeah, I've tried. I can't stand TikTok. It's just too much.
Like that's too much social media.
It's another generation. That's another job, actually.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's not like oh, those kids get off my lawn with your chicken and talking. It's just one more thing I don't have time for.
Yeah,
like it's a useful tool, and I think it's great for marketing. It's just I don't have the time. One of my employees is starting to do that, but then most of our stuff, once we build it, then we have to send it for approvals from studios, and then by the time we do it, is it relevant anymore? So
that is true.
Yeah.
It's a lot of time.
By the way, I love the background.
Oh, thanks.
We're going to get into that.
Yeah.
What we're talking about behind you. But,
okay. I mean, like, in terms of escape room companies that came about, anything that triggered that in terms of change of career from where you started from and all of a sudden you're in escape game industry?
Yeah, I mean, I played a few escape rooms in Seattle back in 2015, 2016. And they were just, it was kind of to me, just such a cool and unique idea.
Yeah.
But then I also knew with my skill set, I might be able to do something a little bit unique. And then I just came up with a business plan, which was originally to bring this giant sarcophagus to people's houses or to their business for our first game, and then very quickly realized, well, if it broke, I'd be out of business. So, and it was I mean, we still use it. It's been running in a game for since we opened. And it's very manageable, believe it or not, to move it around. But with all the electronics inside, one bump, and the computer could go out.
Right. So, that's the Pharaoh game, right?
The Rise.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. Oh, okay.
I usually get to ask this question for escape room owners, so I'm just going to ask you because we haven't been to Seattle yet, and we know there's a lot of really good games and companies.
Seattle's got fantastic rooms.
Could you give a shout out to one that was not your favorite, a game that stood out for you and the company?
I really, really like. I mean, there's so many good ones. I mean, you've got Curio here, Escape Artist, Reality Break, Enigma. I mean, Conundrum. There's I like them all.
All of them.
Yeah, I really do. I like them all.
Oh, shout out to all those companies. Yeah, we can't wait to visit and make a tour of it too.
Yeah, well, our reviewer Krista did a lot.
Yeah, Krista I think went to most of those and played some of our favorites. Yeah.
By the time we go there, maybe there'll be new ones.
Yeah, I hope so. Well, I mean, there are actually a couple. I don't know their name in. There's one that opened near me that in Renton that I hear is really good. I just
Sherlock.
Oh,
Sherlock. Yeah.
Just saw their
yeah.
Awesome. Well, I'm curious, when you first played your game, the first one, and you were like, oh, wow, maybe I can do this as well. Which company was that? Like, was there a huge change now since then to now?
I don't. Oh, geez, who was the first one I played? I don't remember. It was so long ago. I don't remember.
I think I know. Was it in Philly? I mean, in Pennsylvania?
No, but I did play Escape the 80s.
No, I did play his first game, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Escape the 80s.
But I did play Escape the 80s, and that was that's I think that might be my favorite game I've ever played. Because I used to work at a video store, and it takes place in a video store.
Yeah, they're closed.
Yeah, I think that closed, unfortunately. Or I think she still has another console. I think they just make games for people and stuff.
Right. Well, I don't know. I don't think that counts as his first one, though.
No, I'm just because he's like, oh, I'm gonna just do it in a box. I'm thinking previously when Escape Room first started, it's probably just a few boxes laying around or something, and all of a sudden in today's world, it's like I gotta do tech. I have to do design.
Yeah, there was some tech in the first ones I played here. The first one, because we had Puzzle Break here. Conundrum was back here. There was another one, and I just don't remember the name of it. They were gone by the time I opened. We used to have Ninja Escape here. But there's so many. I mean, right now there's probably like 10 companies, maybe, or probably more. But I think 4 or 5 of them have come and gone. Since then. And some really great ones too, and some not so great ones.
This industry is really quick also, I feel like they have to constantly turn around rooms as well, not just like companies in general, but so do you have a favorite genre overall? Like, I feel like most of your games are somewhat horror based in elements, but not like scary, but just like has that eerie type of feel.
It's no, I don't have a favorite genre. Like, I mean, the 2 games I personally like the our art style. The thing I kind of wanted to go for our look was these pulp novel covers. That's what our posters look like, old, 1950s, 1940s kind of old movie posters and stuff. So really, Evil Dead, I just picked it because it's one of my favorite films. And then Arkham Horror, it's not really horror. It's just the name of the game. It's more melodrama, 1950s melodrama. But I mean, I'd love to do, I've got comedic games that I want to open, sci-fi. It just depends really what, I guess, we decide to go for next.
Yeah. What's your favorite genre though?
To play, I don't really have one. I just want games that look really good and are fun. They're just fun. Actually, they don't even have to look good. I just want fun.
Yeah.
I feel like your set designs are, what your like main focus is on. It's amazing.
Yeah. And the experience has to feel immersive. Like you forgot what you were doing for that 1 hour, and because that's what you're essentially paying for is to be taken away.
Exactly. I mean, we want our games to be, we really strive for them to be immersive and interesting. Yeah.
So besides your IPs, the other ones that you have there, what were your inspirations to create them?
Our first one, Rise of the Mad Pharaoh, I thought it would be really cool to have a sarcophagus. That was it. I just thought it'd be cool to have a giant sarcophagus. And then our Ghostly Galleon, I just thought it would be cool to have a pirate game that originally, and it's still something we bring to people. I wanted a portable game that we could bring to different companies and set up there for team building, which was our original idea that we didn't go with. So we thought Pirate Chest would be the most, it would be the easiest thing we could build and duplicate. Right. And it would still be like filled with tactile things and very fun. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So, I mean, you have currently how many rooms at your location?
We have 4 right now. We have Rise of the Mad Pharaoh, Tales of the Ghostly Galleon, Evil Dead, and now we have the Mystery at Innsmouth game. That's the licensed Arkham Horror game. Yeah.
And I think you have you have 2 locations now, right? Because you needed more space.
Yeah. This is Innsmouth is right next door, so it's not very far. It's like quarter of a block, but it's still
just for that one.
It's still a little tricky to get people here, so we always have to. It's just one of those things where we have to have maps and stuff.
Right.
I mean, since it's not very far, would you like to take us there to take a quick peek?
Yeah. I can do that right now. It's let me see how. Let me. Okay, let me mute. If you want to mute me so we don't get the feedback, I can jump on my phone here.
Awesome.
And I will take us a walk. I'm gonna disappear for 2 seconds and then I'll pop in over there. All right, give me 2 seconds.
Yeah. All right. This is exciting.
Yeah, I mean, because we can't physically be there right now. This is the closest we're going to get to stepping foot in there.
I mean, we've played pretty much all his games that are remote and with Avatar online, but the one that he has, the new one, he doesn't have that one online.
Yeah.
Our reviewer Krista went and she played it, and she was really raving about the set design. She's like, "Oh my god, it looks amazing!" So the game itself is quite interesting. Like it's more of character play. Like you actually can choose the types of characters that you want to be, and then you go in and play the escape room as I guess that character.
I think it's kind of like Clue, right? You're taking on one of the roles or main characters, and then you're going through this experience as that character, but also playing an escape room. So
yeah.
that's
Hey,
pretty
that's
cool.
Karen. Hi, Karen.
Hey, Karen.
She
Karen, did you play
loves
that in
playing
person
Rise
or
of Iron.
also remotely like we did?
So his games are very interesting, right? Because he has. Oh, there he is.
All right, can you hear me?
How'd you do that? You're not there. You're there.
Love it. Yes, we can.
All right, so I'm gonna hide the other one, the other Seth, and then
Can you guys hear me?
yes, we can. Can you
Yeah,
hear
I
me?
cannot hear you. Hold on. Oh, now there we go.
Okay.
All right, now I got to figure out how to reverse the camera.
Okay.
All right, well, I can't. I don't think you can do this from my phone. So I'm just going to do this. So you guys are going to have to yell if you can't see things.
Oh no,
How's
that's
that?
perfect. All right.
Okay, cool. So right here we have Shay.
Okay.
They are one of our main game masters. And if you want to turn that light on, we can. Yeah. So this is the lobby of the Gilman House Hotel for those who know H.P. Lovecraft. It is a 1920s derelict hotel that was built in the 1800s and then has slowly been taken over by cursed residents that have been cursed into turning into fish people, as one does.
Wow.
So as soon as you walk into this game or this building, you're stepping foot in this lobby.
Checking
Yep.
the area.
Checking
Yep,
it.
we have our little guest book,
Aw.
Wow.
and then we have a little QR code for the waiver that everybody hates signing.
Just
And then I'm trying to move slow so I don't make anyone seasick. And then we have the radio here that I won't start it now, but this is where people sit. And then we have the rules come through on the radio.
Ah.
And then then we have the intro by Cecil Baldwin from Welcome to Night Vale.
Nice.
And then if you want to open this door and turn the lights on for me, we can walk into here. And this is Mr. Gilman's office. And
wait, is that part of the challenge to find your way in here, or the door just opens and you walk?
You'll get in here eventually.
Okay.
I don't want to, I guess spoilers.
Yeah.
But the game starts actually in the lobby.
Oh, okay. I love that.
So, and I'll give you just a small preview of this area.
Yeah.
And then we have a tank of murky, strange water where it may be hard to see, but there's things floating in there. And then the game is as a player, you are the characters within a live radio broadcast in the 1920s, narrated by Cecil Baldwin, who narrates some of the things you do as you play through the game.
He's definitely a favorite at your location.
Yeah.
He's in a lot of games.
Oh, yeah. No, he's fantastic. We have Persephone Valentine does the rules for us. And then Yuri Lowenthal does the in-game radio commercials that are kind of the hint system.
Oh,
so,
wow. Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. Look at
so, yeah. So this is what we got here.
This looks definitely a room to play in person, though.
Yeah. We will actually have a online version by probably early 2023.
Okay, so what you're saying is we need to fly over to Seattle to play this before you put it remotely.
Yes.
Tease us
yes.
with the remote version.
Exactly. Well, it won't be a remote avatar. It'll be a point-and-click adventure, most likely.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
Hey, Karen, you should fly over and meet us over there to play together.
Yeah. Cool. Did
All
you?
right.
Yeah.
Thanks for that.
Yeah.
You gonna transport back?
Yeah. Let me transport back. Give me a second to figure out how to do it because I'm a bit of a Luddite. Hold on a second.
All right. We'll see you soon.
Yep.
Oh, that looks really good.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah. It also feels very similar to the theme of his other
Dead?
because it has that like
colors.
wallpaper, like washed away color
Yeah.
type of
The color
vibe.
scheme, the the rustic look.
Yeah, but it also looks like they have a lot more to do, like in the rooms. Like that first room already feels like there's a lot of puzzles to solve, and
I'm back.
we were just saying that
He's back.
the decor
It's like
looks very
magic.
similar to that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has a similar
Evil
vibe
Dead
to
kind of
Evil
feel.
Dead. Like the color scheme, the props are all, you know, it all
Yeah.
looks really good, great quality. Yeah.
And I mean, it's all my team. It's not me at all. We have a great scenic artist. Gene Harrison did all the fine painting work, and I could have showed it off better, but with the camera not being reversible. I mean, all the walls are like this interesting crackle glaze and dripping with old paint. Because the story of Innsmouth, it's even been through flooding, and it's fish people living there, so they don't care about what things look like, as long as they have a way to get in and out of the ocean, which is it's not a game spoiler. But yeah, I mean, everything we did, we have some fantastic sculptors. Like these, like all our props are handmade. So this is one of the props that is found pretty quick.
Ooh.
Yeah. Is
Yeah,
that a ring? That's a huge
That's a
ring.
huge. That looks like Thanos' ring.
they got big fingers in Innsmouth. And then yeah, so it's like Chris Legacy, one of our sculptors, sculpted it digitally, and then we 3D printed. I have like 3D printers and all that kind of stuff here. You know, so we make our own molds. We make everything from scratch.
I feel like 3D printers has been utilized a lot in the
It's been
escape rooms
fantastic.
now.
Yeah,
It's almost like a must-have. Like, you know, if you
I
have your
think
own
it is
company.
at this point. If you it is, if you know, if you can utilize them correctly. And I mean that in the sense that a lot of times you should make molds of things, so then you can make them more durable, and also get rid of build lines. Because for me, it's like as soon as I see the build lines, I'm like, oh, that's 3D printed. It kills the immersion for me.
Yeah.
So, but not everybody can do that, and I get that. Like, you know, it's just that's stuff that I've learned from my last job, where we're doing medical simulations, all 3D printed, like body parts from like MRI scans. So it's like I have a lot of strange experience with that kind of stuff. I have a lot of strange jobs.
Yeah, but that's great that you were able to, you know, transfer that knowledge to this part of the world.
Yeah.
That you did now. So.
Yeah, and for us, it's like, do you know anybody who does this? Like, we actually do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm very curious though with your IP games, because now you have two. Most people are so difficult to even get like one at their escape room location. So I know you're also giving a full seminar on August 14th to 15th if people are really interested in getting into that IP type of detail. But can you share a little short version here though? Like if people wanted to land something like this in terms of a gig, is that really difficult for them to get at their location?
It takes a lot of work. So, and if you're not willing, like, so it's going to take you, you know, 20, 30, 40 hours just to find who to talk to, you know, and then you've got to make a presentation. That's going to take you another 30, 40. So it's not that it's difficult. It takes effort. So, you know, that's why we're doing a workshop to try to kind of get rid of some of the mystique, but also show you where to put the effort in, where not to waste your time putting effort in, how to pick things. But I mean, the right presentation may be the difference between you being given the IP or having to buy the IP. I mean, you still have to always pay royalties. You're not getting anything for free, but a really top presentation, you may be able to avoid having to say, pay a buy-in fee. But yeah, I mean, it's doable. And it's right for some people, not right for others. But you know, I think people should think about it. If you're already spending $50,000 to build a room or more, which a lot of escape rooms nowadays are, that's where you might go, hey, is it worth it? Because then I can charge more money, become a destination, as opposed to just a local thing to do. So yeah.
So you like to do it though, because you have like two now at your location, like IP one.
We have more than two. Yeah. So we have the two, and then we have the interactive adventure coming out. So yeah. So Evil Dead is just a game that I wrote for myself years and years ago after we first opened. And then I talked to some people who knew people and got an intro, and then we were able to get the rights. And then for our newest one, it was a little easier for me to get the rights to that because I had something to show them that we already did. You know, and we also have a really good. Sorry, I'm like disappearing like a ghost. But then, you know, we had a really good team that we could put into our presentation and say, these are who we work with. This is what we can do for your IP. And then we were able to get the prequel to the in-person escape room sold as an interactive adventure that people can actually order at their board game store. And it releases in October, and that's The Road to Innsmouth, which is the prequel following the Arkham Horror character Stella Clark. And that is, people are already starting to order it. And
when is that available?
It should hit stores in October.
October. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I don't know the exact date yet. There's a lot of stuff with because of shipping stuff and things like that. It's hard to say, but it will be in stores before Halloween.
And where could they find this? Is it on your website or
not yet? You would just go to call your favorite board game store, support your local board game store, and just tell them you want to order The Road to Innsmouth. Get pre-order for that, and if they go, well, what's that? Just tell them to call their Asmodee rep, and they can, or Asmodee, and they can get that ordered for them. I think it's retailing for $39.99, which for a board game is cheap, and it's about 120 minutes. That has a box of collectibles that go with it that you use in this interactive online game, which is going to be powered by Telescape, which a lot of people here are familiar with the Telescape stuff.
Yeah.
And then we have some great people on the team. We have Jesse MacArthur, who is he used to own or was part of Epic Team Adventures here in Washington. They just had a tabletop RPG come out, and I am blanking on the name, and I apologize, Jesse. But yeah, I mean, they're great. One of the best puzzle designers I've ever met. Yeah, so it's been crazy. We have great artists on our team.
Awesome. I mean, once he has the information, we'll also add it in the description.
Oh, perfect. Yeah.
Find it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, just in general, like if people are thinking about IP and you saying it's not for everyone, and because of the cost that puts into it, like for you wise, is it like more profitable than a normal game?
For us, it has been.
Okay.
I mean, that's why we've done it twice now.
Right.
You know, but we are in a bigger city. So when you decide to do it, you have to really, it's a business decision. But, you know, again, you've got to be willing to put in the work. I mean, and if you're not willing to really work hard to do it, don't do it, because it'll just be disastrous for you. You know, there's a lot of pros and cons, you know, with IP. I mean, just go online and look at any comment section for any TV show, and you're going to see how some fans can be pretty tough and critical, to say the least. So it's got to be really good, or people are going to trash you. And I'm not saying we have the greatest games. It's just we've just been lucky, I would almost say, and we just really try to give the fans what they want, and it's not really about what I want as much as what the fans expect.
But it's also a reputation thing. I mean, that's the reason why it was so easy for you to, get the IP for Arkham, because of the quality that you put into Evil Dead.
Yeah, it's. I mean, it's Again, though, I still think it's luck.
Yeah.
So also
it's luck, and I have a good team. I mean, it's
and the team.
Yeah.
So, and then just overall, like with the IP, I'm also thinking, like, because we played a few other IPs and other companies as well. There's a interesting balance between like, just making the IP look like the game itself, but also to kind of fulfill the escape room enthusiasts like puzzle element, right? Because you can make the game really easy, because most of the people would just want to be immersed in the story and the set design, because that's what they're for the IP. But then the escape room enthusiasts are like, where are the puzzles? Like, am I making this too easy for them? Like, how did you guys balance that?
So you got it sounds unintuitive, but probably 95% of our customers don't know what Evil Dead is and don't know what Arkham Horror is.
When I first didn't know either, so I wouldn't.
And
you've never seen Star Wars though, so you definitely haven't seen Evil Dead.
She said Lovecraft. I was like, what's that?
Yeah, no, but that's fair. You know, we do a lot of corporate groups or families or people who just they see the officially licensed tag on it and they're like, oh, this has to be cool, or they like the art because again, we get certain things that you get when you get a license.
Right.
So when we design the game, we design it for someone who does not know the IP, the game itself, but we have to hit all those notes for the fans. So we have to have the things that the fans expect, but then we have to explain it to people who have no idea what's going on.
Right.
And then we just go for fun. We don't go for a particularly hard game, which most designers will tell you, whatever you think is easy is not. You know, you always have to, as soon as you start designing it, you're like, oh wait, this is not as easy as I thought it was. Because
but you also beta test though, right? With other
beta test the hell out of it.
Yeah.
We get my friends from some of the other escape rooms. We have them come in and they give usually the best feedback. And then we get people who don't know escape rooms. We get a lot of them to play. And then we just dial it in, over 5 to 20 games, depends on the game that we build. But I would say, and it sounds horrible to say this, but we don't build for the enthusiast because we might get 100 enthusiasts a year come through. Yeah. We just build for the people who, my philosophy is build for the person who is dragged there, who doesn't want to be there. If you can have them having fun, everyone else will have fun.
Then you better be putting some chairs and couches in there.
Yeah, exactly. Or just make it, or hopefully it's fun enough that if you can get somebody who doesn't want to be there having fun, everyone else will have fun. And I think that's the biggest thing is we want our games to be fun. And, with Arkham specifically, we wanted it to be story driven. Yeah. So it's narrated as if you're a character within a radio play. As you find random bits of paper throughout the whole game, they might have story pieces on it. Because one of my weird pet peeves is that I'm playing games and making them, and it's something I've done before, is empty drawers drive me nuts. Even though we used to do that, and some of our games had those. So we made these like gibberish papers to fill things up, but then sometimes they say things that, so if people don't want to listen to the audio, because not everybody pays attention, then maybe they'll read it. And if not, we did our due diligence, but yeah.
Yeah, that's good. Because sometimes I also feel like audio could be like a little bit low on the sound or like talking over, you have a huge group. So it's good to have like also the paper, style there too, just in case.
Yeah, accessibility is a big thing.
Yeah, that too. Yeah, for sure. Talking about that, like, are all of your games accessible for the disabilities or?
Unfortunately, only Rise of the Mad Pharaoh is wheelchair accessible. Just because we're in these very, very old buildings. Yeah. So there's just some things that there's nothing we could do. But we try to keep lighting not too dim. We give flashlights where appropriate. We've gotten away from just having color puzzles without naming the colors because not everybody is, a lot of people are colorblind. Right. We try to subtitle videos whenever possible and things like that, so.
Yeah.
That's great. You sound like you get a lot of inspirations from like movies or things that you see. So I think Brandon wants to test you on some knowledge. Is
it time? I think it's time.
I'm going to fail so bad.
We're going to take a break from our mystery Mad Libs, and we're going to do a little twist on our Think or Drink. This is Think to Drink. Now, do you have a drink by you? Near you?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're only going to be able to drink if you get it right, and that is your reward.
Oh, jeez.
The audience can help him. We always let audience help.
If they can, let's see if Karen is still
around. They're usually a little delayed, but...
I just realized there's a comment section, so yeah.
Yeah. We have the Simpleton's Diary, Karen, Dan, and some other people lingering, so let's see if they chime in to help you.
Yeah. Oh, Dan, I know Dan, he can help. He's probably going to be too much help. I know Dan. He's very good on movies.
Some of these are fill in the blanks. Some of these are literal questions that you need to answer.
Okay.
I'm going to start it off. Okay. Now, this is a compilation of sci-fi and horror from the 80s till now.
Okay.
But let's see. Okay. Karen's driving right now, but hopefully she can hear us. And
yeah, don't get in an accident over trivia.
There's no prizes. No
All right.
prizes.
Yeah.
And also, I'm going to try to use some imitations to try to get you there as well.
Okay.
Are we ready?
Yep, I think
Yes,
so.
don't use him as a
Okay.
lifeline. He's not.
Okay.
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 But on your
Here we go.
own, I feel like.
As I got an eyelash in my eye, so I apologize. I'm not crying out of
No
fear.
excuses here.
No.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
The
Okay.
sucker's electrical, but I need a nuclear reaction to generate the gigawatts of electricity I need.
Back
How
to the
many
Future.
gigawatts?
Oh, geez, I don't know.
What movie is
What
that?
movie is that?
It's Back to the Future.
Right. Okay, so we are in the same realm.
1 million, or it's higher than that, isn't it? Like 60. I forget. Like 80 million.
You're going
I
the wrong
don't-
direction.
I don't.
20,
I don't-
88. I don't know. 14.
It's so tiny. I didn't
It's-
even think
yeah.
that's possible. But
Remember, it's gigawatts. So
Oh.
to generate the 1.21 gigawatts.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I did not know that.
All right, so I'm drinking because you got it wrong. I am
Okay.
So thank you for that.
Yeah.
interesting.
Oh, Dan came through with 1.21 gigawatts, and
Yeah, they're normally a little bit delayed, but it's okay.
Karen's
Okay.
daughter Alicia is typing for her, slightly off 1.61. All right, so that was the easy one.
Okay. Oh, geez.
Actually, no, it's a mix and match. So here we go. Second one for you.
Okay.
In the Saw franchise,
Uh-oh.
what is the name of the victim who is Jigsaw's only known survivor?
Carrie Elways.
Who's that?
It's the guy in the first one. I've only seen the first one, so I don't.
Oh, okay.
I've only seen the first one.
So the correct answer is Amanda,
Okay.
and
Amanda
she's
Young.
introduced in the second.
Oh,
so all right,
okay.
we're
Oh, I'm in
Yeah,
trouble.
like he's
Squared
gonna
up
be in Netflixing tonight. Like, but like just I need to
Yeah.
talk about the movies again.
All right, so let's go back a little further. In Gremlins,
Okay.
what are the three important rules, and
Oh.
what happens if you fail to obey?
Don't feed them after midnight.
Or what happens if you feed them after midnight?
They give birth through little boils on their back and pop out more gremlins.
Okay,
I like that.
two more.
Actually, and then don't let them get wet. Don't let them get wet makes them give birth. Feeding them after midnight makes them turn from the cute things to the monsters.
Right.
And
Yeah.
sunlight makes
Yeah.
burns them?
Yes,
Sunlight burns them.
yes. Great
Okay.
job. You get to drink your Pepsi.
Oh, good.
He's like, that was a lot.
Amazing.
There's a new Gremlins movie or show coming out, so I'm very excited for that.
I heard. Oh, Dan Bigelow Bledsoe came through for no water. Yes. Don't get them wet. Yep. Oh, we got a lot. No food after midnight.
There's some people who watch these.
We got some Gremlins fans in here. See,
I
have
love
you
that
ever
movie.
seen Gremlins?
I think maybe like certain clips.
It's a Christmas movie, just remember.
Yeah.
It is a
Yeah.
So is
It
Die
is.
Hard.
Yeah.
I'll wait till Christmas to watch it.
Yeah.
All
you
right.
should.
We're gonna do two more.
No, I'm gonna get through this fast.
No.
Speaking of Gremlins, which actor is the voice of Gizmo?
Was it Howie Mandel?
Yes, another drink for you.
Okay.
All right, let's keep this
Oh, it's a
rolling.
little bit worse.
All right.
According to legend, Candyman will appear if you say his name how many times?
3.
Oh, I'm drinking. The answer is 5.
5.
Bloody Mary's the 3, right?
Yes,
Ah,
that is true. All right, before the movie Alien, the first one,
Yeah.
went into production, what was the proposed title of the film?
Oh, shoot. Dan, help me on this.
What was the proposed title of Alien?
Oh, I
before it
read
was
this recently.
Made
Jeez.
Alien.
Oh, man. I don't remember. I don't know.
Give him the first
Okay,
word.
we'll come back to that. If he writes it, give him the first word.
Yeah.
Star.
It's not. No, Star Killer was Star Wars original. I don't know it. I just don't know it.
All right, let's see if Dan comes through before we finish.
He thought it was Xenomorph. I don't think so.
It's not a xenomorph.
Yeah.
Okay, the answer is Star Beast.
Oh,
Star Beans. No.
They made a
Alien
wise
is
choice by
definitely
not choosing.
better.
that was, I think, Terry O'Bannon or Dan O'Bannon's original title or something.
All right, in my movie where I play the Terminator,
He
Yeah.
just wanted to do
what
Arnold.
corporation creates Skynet?
Oh, geez. Oh, oh my God. How do I not know this? You're I can think of every other corporation and every other sci-fi. I don't know. I keep thinking
The
like
answer
Tyrell
is
Corporation.
Cyberdyne.
Cyberdyne, yeah. I should have known that. I used to work on the ride back in university.
Oh man.
Oh
Yeah.
my goodness. I think he just wanted to do
Cyberdyne
Arnold, so he has to,
Systems.
like,
All
put
right.
Yes,
Arnold
yeah.
there.
In my movie, where I play Neo,
Okay.
which member of the crew designed the woman in the red dress?
Oh, geez, I can't think of his name. It's Joey something. That might be the actor.
It's
Isn't that
not a rat. It's a.
I've never heard of this one. Do you actually know these
Of course I
answers,
knew it. If
Brandon?
someone asked me this, I'll get it right away. You kidding me?
I'm
Okay.
Mouse.
I'm lost. Oh, Mouse. Okay.
Mouse.
Yeah.
All right, we have two
I'm the
more.
worst at this.
You got this one. If you get this one wrong, I get to finish this can because you have to.
Okay.
Know. In what state does The Evil Dead take place?
Oh my God. Now you're. Oh,
He's gonna be fired from the IP. No, I'm just kidding.
I know. Oh my God. I'm like, oh geez, I am totally.
There's only 50 states to choose.
I know, and I can't remember now offhand. I keep thinking I know it's not Kentucky, but I keep going. Oh my God.
It's not Kentucky.
No, it's Oh my God, I don't even know now. I'm totally.
If I give you a hint,
I probably get it.
the headquarters for the Escape game. Does that help?
No.
No. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
No.
Dan's right. Yeah, Tennessee. It's Tennessee. Jeez.
It is
I'm like,
Tennessee. You get the drink.
yeah.
Dan.
No, Dan does. No,
Right,
the
Dan,
worst
you
part
get
is
the
I'm
drink.
like, wait, where did they film it? Because they didn't. I'm like, yeah.
One last question for you, and this one's a little bit more current, more recent, so maybe this will be right at the tip of your brain.
Yeah, I told you.
Have you seen Doctor Strange, the new one, yet?
Yes, Evil Dead 4.
Okay.
Yes.
What is the name of the book that Doctor Strange is looking for?
Oh my God. Oh, I can't think of. Oh, jeez.
The Book of?
It's not the Book of the Dead. It's I don't know it. I don't know it. Oh my
Anyone?
God.
Can't really
Anyone?
help him with these.
I'm finishing this drink. The answer is the Book of Vishanti.
Oh yeah, I would not have known that.
Vishanti. Yeah.
I would not have known that.
Don't feel bad. I would have gotten like 0. So.
Well, I mean, I am. I think I gave up. I am the. I told you. I'm not good at trivia. Yeah, I'm not good being on the spot.
Well, speaking of really good movies and things that are capture the attention to get you to want to go see stuff, we're gonna play the Evil Dead 2 trailer for your room, and then we're gonna talk about it. Here we go. All right, so cool, very awesome trailer. All right, so let's talk about it. Sis, what questions do we have?
I mean, like, I know that during the pandemic, because we've talked about all the other, types of games you had already. You made a lot of remote live avatar games where you yourself became a character. Is it Shemp?
Yeah.
First of all, I need to understand what that name is all about.
Yeah,
so
can you answer this question?
This is an Evil Dead trivia question I could have got.
Yeah.
Oddly enough, I probably know way too much about Evil Dead, and yet I will forget any trivia question you ask. So a Shemp refers to a fake Shemp, which is a Three Stooges reference. But when they were filming the Evil Dead movies, a Shemp refers to when an actor is playing another actor. Like their body part. So when you see Bruce Campbell in the mirror and you see the back of his head, it's actually another actor, and that would be a fake Shemp. So, and I think that is a reference to Shemp replacing Curly in the Three Stooges. So, and it's used in movies now, but Sam Raimi, I think, is the one who coined the phrase or coined the job title, a fake
I love
chef.
how you use that though to incorporate as the character's name in Evil Dead.
Yeah, so I did that. I picked that character name because I needed something for the fans to know that we really knew the movie and that it was built for them. And by doing that, they automatically would come in and go, "Oh, they know the movie."
I mean, you definitely won our Bullseye Award for the character for GM that year. It was amazing. Like,
yeah, and he's long, and unfortunately, he's long dead.
No,
is it because his back is hurting from all that like
Oh
Avatar?
my God, you have no
Harness.
idea. I was doing 5 shows, 6 shows a day by myself in that cabin.
sweating.
It was horrible. I mean, it wasn't horrible. It was fun, but I don't know how to describe it. Imagine being in the same room or rooms 6 to 8 hours a day for about 6 months by yourself.
Yeah.
It became maddening. I was like, I don't even remember like sometimes running games. Like I would just suddenly be in a fugue state running games. Like not even remotely kidding. So it just became this weird thing. And then eventually I got some people trained to do it for me, so I didn't have to do them. But yeah, we might bring it back at Halloween time, but it's very, very physically demanding.
Yeah. So right now you're not offering any avatars right now, like any.
No, we're too busy, and none of my employees want to do it right now. Everybody got burned out because we were doing so many of them.
Right.
You know, and eventually you're like, I don't ever want to. I don't know how bands play the same song every concert. You know?
It never showed though. You are like
On
we wouldn't have
camera,
known. We were always thought you were enjoying what you're doing. Not that you weren't.
It's fun. Yeah, it's fun as you're doing it, but sometimes you're like, oh, I don't want to come in and just put on this harness, and like run around, and it does physically hurt after like a few hours. It's exhausting.
Because now you're doing the opening of the locks as well. Then you have to reset it, and then you have to open it up yourself as again. At least
and you got to pretend you've never seen it before.
Yeah.
You know, that game was so choreographed. Like there was nothing you ever saw on camera that I did not want you to see.
And the funny thing is, Seth was one of the first game master avatars that was the steadiest.
Yeah.
Like you were really smooth with your panning and your showing, and also you knew just how much to do something and how much to pull back.
Yeah.
Like you had a really good estimate.
That's why he was saying choreographed. Like
I also bought a wide angle lens for my phone camera.
That helps too.
Especially. But I mean, I'm somebody who does get motion sick, so I was very, very careful. And I used to train my employees when they did it. I'm like, pretend you're tiptoeing through your parents' bedroom after sneaking in through their window at a night, out drinking. So it's just very steady. Pretend you're a steady cam,
right?
Because the last thing I want to do is have somebody like vomit while I'm trying to, run a game. It's not fun. Nobody enjoys that. So we just was very, very careful on that. But I also was using the camera to hint things. By the end, I could have a group win in the last 5 minutes or after 30 minutes if I wanted, just through them, and no one would ever know. We wanted, we just really were able to dial in whether it was the words we said, the jokes we said, the camera angles, everything was very specific, and it also helped when we screwed up. There was one show where the exit was left open with the chainsaw on it because I screwed up. Wow. So as I came around the corner and saw that, I backed into the room, and I never walked forward into that room the entire game, and nobody knew it. And I was able to grab it, keep it hidden, so when the fridge opened, spoilers, I would able to pretend that it was inside.
But I mean, like, these are some things that you can do from an online game, but then if you're in person, you can't really go in there and fix it.
No. Well, once I did have to hold the exit shut the entire game when they got into this one area because somebody accidentally didn't shut it, and then there was no way to shut it during the game without resetting. So we just they never knew that I was on the other side holding it for dear life.
we've had this conversation before on how it's a different experience where you have an existing escape room that's turned remote as opposed to a game that was specifically made to be remote.
Yeah.
But what you did was, I guess it's also because he was so in character
The
that he
character
made it
is really
seem
important.
like it was actually made to be
Yeah,
remote.
like when he calls it the show, I think it's a show.
Yeah.
It's more like a show.
Yeah.
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 Like you're this ghost hunter that's asking for help, and you're the one going in there, and where you're our eyes and ears, and it just makes us feel like Paranormal Activity, like an actual movie that we're a part of, not just an escape room that was flipped to be that.
Yeah. So anyway, since we spoke about because I know we're cutting close to the hour thing, but cutting close to the hour, so I want to talk about like that last type of game that you have, which is points and click game, which a lot of these rooms, because they're not doing remotes anymore, are transitioning to. So I wanted to show a little bit of the Navigators.
Talk a little bit about it. We have something prepared, and we'd love to hear about it.
Let you go for it. So here we go.
Yeah. So we had some people from NASA play our Evil Dead game, and they were talking afterwards about how they were doing trying to build a Google Sheets or Google Slides game for an event. And I said, hey, I'll build it for free in Telescape, just so we could say we worked with you guys. And they're like, okay. And we had about 3 weeks to build it. And I worked with Tyler Stewart. And the two of us designed all the puzzles, and Sam Gaffin created all the video and art. And then Tyler and I created a lot of the visuals, and then Sam animated it all. And we basically made a 45 to 60 minute, pretty easy game that's just was different, and it's weird. And then there's a music video at the end if you win. That's actually the animators band, Killer Robots out of Florida. In fact, you can watch their movies, Crash and Burn on Prime. It is a fantastic, weird movie. And they do. So we just, but the thing that we wanted to do with that, and then our Rise of the Mad Pharaoh, is we did real multiplayer point and click, because I was getting tired of playing these online games for multiple people, and then only one person could actually do anything, or they were charging us by the person, but it was really a one-person game, but they were like charging a lot of money for 6 people to play. So all of our point and click games, originally the first 2, were multiplayer, where everybody could do different things at once. And then we worked with Puzzle Effect on their Nova game, which is fantastic game design. We didn't design it. We just built the online version. But their puzzle designer, Alex, I forget his last name offhand, did such a great job on that. And we were able to put that together. That one was a much bigger build. I'm
curious, when you presented NASA with Navigators, what was the reaction? Because that went from being a Google Slide project to that. Like,
it was for some folks at Jet Propulsion Laboratories, the couple of the people that build the rocket. So it was an unofficial game for them, because it was something we were doing for them to then do at one of their monthly meetings. They loved it. Well, they were part of the whole process. So they knew it was weird. We went with the Atomic Punk art style because it's easier to do. And they were part of the whole thing and gave us some parameters. And it was a blast.
Yeah.
So were these people that are able to solve like rocket problems? Can they solve your puzzles?
Yes. You know,
I was a little worried, like rockets are in the sky.
They're sending people out of space.
I'm like, hey, look at me. I can solve the puzzle, but I don't know about the rockets. But.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So, this is our last question. So for the owners out there who have these games that they, have in their companies as well, what do you suggest in terms of like the percentages of the, these categories that are actually having incomes that are coming into the escape rooms? Do you feel like most of your income is still, from the in person, and then maybe some from the digital, and then remote will be the last category now?
I think, in person is definitely the way to go. With that said, the point and click games right now, because it's summer, they're not doing quite as well, but we do a lot of team building with them, because you can make hosted versions where you put people in breakout rooms. We license our games out to a few other companies. So they sell them to their clients, and then we get a small percentage. That's actually been probably the best thing for us, is licensing our point and click games, which again comes from our experience licensing other people's IP.
Right.
Yeah.
But I think right now it's kind of slow for that stuff, but it's going to pick up once it gets colder out. Avatar games, I think it's only a few companies doing it right now, and they do such a good job. I kind of feel like they have this really great niche. I think Project Avatar is still going strong, and I love their games. And I don't really know how many other Avatar games are out there right now.
Yeah, I mean, I think when I reach out to people, it's mostly like they'll have a combination hybrid now where it's like hosted digital, but then maybe the images are coming from their actual escape room, but they can, have a host on the side, perhaps to do some kind of character play or something. But then that wouldn't be like a real, remote avatar type of room, because the thing is, like, they are charging less for that type of experience than the real person in person, right? So then if the in-person books, I think they would perhaps go with that in person. But I think at least it's a good backup plan in case, who knows, right? Like other viruses will come about one day.
Or like late night, you're home and you already went out and you're like, oh, I'm looking for something to do. And then maybe, Project Avatar they're on a different time zone. They're still available to deliver a game, and
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, some of the best games I played during the pandemic were remote. I mean, I got to play The Exorcist, Ronnie's game out in England.
Ronnie's games, it's
fantastic.
There are certain locations you're just like, I don't really know when I'll ever be there one day.
Right.
Like, I'll not be able to travel there during my lifetime. So it's so great to be able to experience them. So yeah, that's awesome. Well, thank you so much, Seth. That was great. We learned a lot today. And once again, if you guys are interested in an IP seminar, is August 14th, 15th, the whole day, or just certain hours?
It's about 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. PST both days. We've got an IP lawyer. He's actually our attorney for doing that kind of stuff. He's an expert in that. We have a marketing person to talk about how the marketing of those is actually a lot easier because it's free advertising. And then we're going to just cover IP escape rooms, IP licensing your own games, and also do a little bit about tabletop.
So where can they find that information?
On Hourglass Escapes Facebook page. There's an event. Yeah, it's through there and through a lot of the professional groups online.
Okay, great.
And I should probably repost that so people can find that.
All right. Ooh, okay, great. All right, but they were also able to generously give us 2 prizes for games that we were just talking about, the 2 digital games. So are we ready to draw our winners?
Oh, which game are we starting?
Okay, we're going to do Rise of Mad Pharaoh, which is one of my favorites.
Cue the drummer. All right, here we go. And
and the winner is Irv1NO.
Congratulations, Irvino with the 1 instead of the I.
Woohoo! Congratulations. Please reach out to us. We'll give you 48 hours to claim your prize before we draw a new winner. So there you go. And our second one is Navigators and the Call from Beyond.
Ooh,
who is it?
Who is it?
And it is Escape Room Escapades.
Congratulations, Escape Room Escapades.
That is Krista. That's wonderful.
Oh, nice.
Congratulations. Yeah, she's gonna have lots of fun with that. All right. Well, special thanks to our episode sponsor, who's always been a true supporter of us, Fantasy Escape Games. Fantasy Escape Games hosts award-winning virtual escape rooms that can be played from anywhere in the world. We were just talking about that. Online games. Fantasy's virtual escape game challenge traditional escape room gameplays as you choose your own adventure in the Dark Tower or explore 13 planets in their uniquely collaborative team-based space defenders. That's a fun one.
That's a big one.
So if you wanted to get a big team together, that game is definitely challenging. I just have to go back and collect our leftover stones.
We still have stones on other planets.
Planets that we haven't collected yet. So
that sounds fun though.
Yeah.
It is fun. I mean,
Lots of
you
fun.
need a good amount of people though, I think, because there's a lot to
13
explore.
planets. Everybody
Yeah.
has their own things to do, you know?
Oh, cool. Oh,
Yeah.
cool. I just got to get friends.
Exactly. Get a friend and definitely go check that out. So if you're interested in becoming a BTM as an episode sponsor, please email us at info@escapethroomers.com. Thank you again, Seth, for coming on the show.
Well,
You're
thanks for
truly
having us. Or
wolf
me.
of
Wolf
all
of
trades.
all
Wolf of
trades,
all trades.
man.
He should,
What has he
should start
not
his own show?
dabbled into
Tabletop
yet?
games, which is coming soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Well, audience, I hope you were inspired by this episode and and if you're a game creator, I look forward to seeing some new game types, maybe acquiring an IP game in the future. And since we'll be traveling in the next 2 weeks, we'll be adjusting our schedule of a BTM a bit. So then we're going to actually see you next Friday at 4 p.m.
Instead of 2 Fridays. Yep.
So we'll be discussing with several escape room owners on why does it take so long to build escape rooms. But these are really, really anticipated, huge, big escape rooms that are coming out. So we're really excited to hear about behind the scenes stories and a lot of, ups and downs that they have.
I think I check their website every day and their social media waiting for an update.
Coming soon. But anyway, so we'll discuss about that in the next episode. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Seth, and thank you, everybody. Have a nice weekend. Enjoy.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.